All right, welcome everyone to the Peak Wellness Hour. So happy to be here with you, almost done with the month of August. And we're going to have a conversation today about mid-year wellness. So we're just checking in, seeing how everybody's doing. Make sure you come in, hit that like button, subscribe if you've not subscribed, and please share with someone that may benefit from this conversation. Queen Eva is in the process of getting some business taken care of over there. I promise you all, we're going to try to keep this in within the hour time span. Queen Edith has somewhere to be, as do I, as do you all, I'm quite sure. So you all make sure you hit that like button, and we're going to begin in just a moment. All right, so we are here in the virtual building. Grand Rising to everyone. Grand Rising to Queen Kathy with the UEOA. Again, we're talking about mid-year wellness check-ins, and I want to send a special shout out to Queen Kathy B, UEOA, everybody that checked in on me that does not live here in Indiana because we've had some crazy weather. So we're going to talk about that, of course, today. But we're just checking in. We want to hear how everybody's doing. Of course, we want to give a few tips and tools to make it through the rest of the year and just have a powerful conversation. So without further ado, Queen Eve's going to bring us in.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. First of all, we are 40 minutes late, but we apologize for that. Thank you for sticking with us, every one of you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We have no intention of taking your time for granted. So please forgive us. And whilst I say this, I'm thinking about the people who have lost their homes, who have lost so much in these rainstorms. Just last night, oh my goodness. Queen, I don't know if you heard the lightning and the thunder. It was crazy. And it poured rain a lot. But the Lord continues to sustain us. And even for those who have lost something, I know that the Lord is going to help you restore. The key is we have life, and some way, somehow, we'll make it through all of this. So, friends and family, thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us. Please kindly share this video. We encourage you to go to our YouTube page. We are supposed to have up to 500 views or 500 likes. So, if you
Subscribers,
like
500 subscribers. We need some.
500 subscribers. So kindly share this. Go on our YouTube page and subscribe to our page. Go to on our YouTube page and subscribe to our page. We appreciate you. We thank you. And we are getting ready to dive in. Your mid-year check-in. How have you been? How are you doing? When you look back from January to this time, remembering the goals you made and the things you were planning to do. 2026 is my year of, that excitement. Where are we? Let's
Mhm.
let's do a little evaluation and see where we missed it, where we've continued to stay on course, where we've probably given up, and see if there's hope, if there's a chance for us to get that momentum back, pick it up, and get going. All right, Queen, I'll let you.
Yes. Yeah, Queen Caddy says, her checking on me was a 2 hour conversation. It was nice to catch up. We do a lot of texting. You and I do a lot of texting, but it's always nice to hear somebody's voice, and to just conversate and just fellowship. And yeah, so it's nice to do that. It's nice checking in on people, and not assuming that everybody is okay. Like I said, we live here in Indiana, and I'm still getting the notifications on my GPS about the flood warnings, and I'm like, where are these flood warnings? I have not seen them, but it's been weird. And I know things have been strange for everyone all over the country, all over the world, really. Um, and part of wellness is what's going on with our finances. Are we able, if something's happening, if there's an emergency situation like we've seen, the floods, the fires, the tornadoes, you know the cost of living, your wellness, your well-being is sometimes, a lot of times, affected by your financial um, state of being. We're not talking about wealth status, we're just talking about being able to maintain simple things. I was just talking to Queen Edith before we got on here about insurance. And yeah, you're right, Queen Kathy, everywhere. I was sharing her my insurance, and I pay almost $1,000 a month for health insurance. And I just being overwhelmed and just needing to have a balance. We talk about mental health on this channel all the time, and I said to myself, you know what? Let me find me a decent therapist to just kind of balance some things out. And again, paying $1,000 a month, this weird insurance that I have through my job is making it difficult for me to obtain that. So just things like that. People have things coming up in life. People have bills to pay. Your car is breaking up, different things, and we're not ready for when things happen in emergent states. So just be mindful of that as we're moving along. I know we're more than halfway through the year, and a lot of people, those that celebrate certain holidays, Christmas is right around the corner for those that celebrate that. Uh, if you do, it's a great time to start thinking about where you're going to be spending your money, why you're spending your money that way. You know, I think we're past the time where our children need $200 game systems. And I don't know about that. My children were younger. They had the Pokemon cards and the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I spent $100 on those cards, and they're the stupidest thing. And what a waste of money. So let's be strategic with how we spend our money, how we spend our time, how we spend our energy is so important. And time is something you can never get back. So be wise with that when it comes to your wellness. So I'll say that. What are you doing?
To piggyback on the insurance situation, $1,000 a month, with that kind of money, that kind of payment, you would assume that it's top of the line. $1,000 of the month is, even if it's not the top tier, it has to be somewhere right first 3 tiers.
Mm-hmm.
And to just find certain things, can't find certain things, people have not heard about it before, that is a little bit of a problem. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to say this, that sometimes, and this is not talking about Queen or anything, but just sometimes we assume that the more you pay for something, the better it is,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we should learn to do our research. It's not so
Mm-hmm.
much, sometimes people up the price to give you the illusion or delusion that it's
Mm-hmm.
the best. It may not necessarily be the case. Let's take our time and do our research. This is not your fault, you get it through your job, but for everything else and in everything, let's make sure that we are doing our research, we're doing our homework.
Mm-hmm.
So if we may be willing to pay everything the best for our health, which is important. But if you're paying the best and the best is not giving you what you need, maybe it's not about how much you pay sometimes, so
Mm-hmm.
let's take the time and do our homework for the things we are purchasing and
Mm-hmm.
all the other things we're doing, to do our homework and make sure that we are getting the best for our back. Oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
But over the past few weeks, we've talked about children and preparing them for school. And today we want to just turn the camera around for you, our valued listeners, followers, loved ones. Okay. We want to talk to you as a mother, you as a father, you as a grandparent, you as a caregiver, as an employee, you as a business owner, you as the pastor, okay, the person who has spent most of this year taking care of everybody else. My
Mm-hmm.
question to you this morning, genuine question to you, is how are you really doing?
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing? And there's one condition on the I mean on I have a condition for you. Good is not an option. I'm
Right.
doing good. It's not an option. I'm doing fine. It's not an option. I'm doing okay. It's not an option. How are you really doing? We are not asking you to spill everything about your life on here, but do a check in with yourself. How are you really doing? How are you doing emotionally? How are you doing mentally? How are you doing physically? How are you doing financially? How are you doing relationally? How are you doing spiritually? How are you doing academically? How are you doing
Mm-hmm.
in your career? How are you doing in your job? How are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely. Summer is ending. Summer, it feels like summer almost ended here in Indiana the week that the children went to school because there was so much rain. The
Mm-hmm.
weather is not getting any cooler, if I'm right. It's not
Yeah.
getting much cooler. I mean, there's still a lot of heat, okay? But it's raining so much. It looks like we're going back to spring or something. How are you doing? And at the beginning of the year, we all made goals, right? So before we rush into the next thing, we all made goals. And how often are you evaluating those goals? How
Mm-hmm.
often are you sitting down and taking stock of
Mm-hmm.
what I have done, what I haven't done, what needs to be done? How am I doing it? Is it producing the results that I need? How are you really doing? Let's,
Absolutely.
Queen.
My uncle told me, shared me a phrase some years ago. And I asked him, I said, "How you doing?" He said, "I am exceptionally well." So usually when people ask me, that'll be my response. If I'm great, if I can give you more exuberant adjectives, then that's fine. But at least, at the very least, I am well, if not exceptionally well. And if I say exceptional, it's one of those things where could be better, but it's okay. Just take into account. So your words do matter with how you respond to that, and putting it into the atmosphere and conditioning yourself to um, not believe it like it's a lie, but to measure up to that. Sometimes we have to talk ourselves through things, talk ourselves down from things, motivate ourselves, and not expect other people to do that. Because sometimes when we do, we get disappointed when we don't have people checking in on us, asking how we're doing. Queen Kathy says, "I'm doing well in all areas. I love it. I feeling I need to get more rest. I need to stop resting so much or sleeping so much. Vacation is around the corner. I love that. Met my goals for most of the year, increasing my savings. Absolutely. These are good goals. These are good
Wow,
accomplishments. Yes.
this is great. This is great. You're doing well in all areas, and you feel the need to get more rest. So, Queen Kathy, make time for your rest. Make time for your rest. I know vacation is around the corner, but you can find a few minutes, an hour a day here and there to make sure that you're putting your feet up. Because when you
Mm-hmm.
come back from vacation, a luta continua. That's how we say it. We say it in Ghana, a luta continua. The struggle continues, right? So keep making those daily goals of finding those little moments to rest a little bit,
Absolutely.
or
And
to
I'll tell you,
maybe
Queen Kathy's probably
protect.
one of the most balanced people I know. She, including you, Queen Edith, she's one of the most balanced people I know. She really is. And I love it. I love that about her. So thank you, Queen. I love that.
Because she met most of her goals and she's buying a house. Congratulations,
Hmm.
Queen Kathy. Are we coming to your house warming? Are we coming to your house warming? Because we need to make sure you have everything you need to make your home homely, your new home homely.
And she,
Congratulations.
you know what? She's on the East Coast, so I'd have to get my finances in order to get on that plane.
Did you
So
say East Coast?
yeah, she's no, excuse me, she's on the West Coast. I'm
I
sorry,
thought
she's
you
in
live in
yeah,
California,
I'm sorry, she's on the West Coast. I'm sorry.
right? Okay.
Yeah, so and this is not her first house that she's bought. She's bought land. She buys houses all the time. So I'm impressed. I'm very impressed.
Wow, Queen, I have to come to you. I have to come to you. I need you to mentor me in following your footsteps. You know, mentoring is a good thing, okay? We are talking about yeah, our mid-year check-in. Where you are, do you think that you stack? Could a mentor push you over? Could, the mentor, a coach? Queen G is a coach, a lifestyle coach. I know a lot of other coaches, right? A coach, a mentor. Sometimes we need those things. You may be great at one area and not be so
Hmm.
great at the other. And this is where coaches and mentors come in. It's needed. And the more I talk about it now, I think at some point I need a coach to coach me through certain things. Because sometimes you feel like you have plateaued. And this is
Hmm.
where I feel I am right now. I have plateaued. In order for me to go to the next level, I need somebody who has walked my path or who have done something similar, who has overcome being stuck, you
Hmm.
know, to walk me through and to journey me through. It is wisdom. It is
Hmm.
wisdom to learn from our elders. The elder is not somebody necessarily older than you. It's somebody who is an elder in that path, meaning the experience, they have better experience in that path who can help you go to the next level. So if you're a coach somewhere who have worked in home care, Edith needs you. If you're a coach and a mentor somewhere who have done ministry and planted a church, Edith needs you. I need you to coach me and mentor me. And I'm not joking, I'm serious. So yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. And I want to say something really quick. Social workers, yes, we need social workers also. I'll say this, when we talk about mental health, there's so many aspects of it, so many positions, because I cannot do what Queen Edith does. I am not a therapist. I am not a counselor, right? Social work, not my thing. I could find you some resources, but it's different. I think for me with coaching is it's about accountability, and accountability partner. So there's different resources that you can tap into to find what you need. And as I've gone through the journey with trying to look at the therapist thing, I did look at because I'm busy, and that's why I decided to look into therapy. And it's for me, being a life coach doesn't mean I don't need help. For Queen Eve being a therapist doesn't mean she doesn't need help. We all do, and we have to recognize that and not being open and honest with at least self to say that. Um, Stunts us. It delays our progress and our growth. So look for what you need. As I was going through the check boxes, I was on BetterHelp because like I said, I'm busy and I do like face to face. I like that, and I have to learn how to balance things, and that's what I was looking for in that therapist is how to balance things out better. I think I've talked about this before with the glass being half full or half empty. It's your truth. But if it's 50-50, I always want to think it's half full. But
Mm.
in reality, there are times where it just feels just a couple drops short, you know, of that. And continuing to pour out of your sustained glass versus the overflow. I want the overflow. We bless people. We're accustomed to blessing people, helping people, empowering people, but we all need it. We need it for self. So finding that balance is so important, so very important. So don't be afraid to do that. I'll say that. So I'll
Sure. I
pass.
mean, think about it this way. I mean, there are doctors who could diagnose themselves, but every doctor has a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be a coach, but you have a specialty in one area. Somebody has
Mm-hmm.
another specialty. Somebody has another specialty. And even if you're a coach for the area you need help, you need somebody to speak it into you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I started this work as a therapist, even before we started, when I started the degree course, to do this, one of the first things we were told is you have to have a therapist yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have it first of all, so you experience what you're getting ready to dish out. Number one. Number two, so someone pours into you, because this work you hear a lot, you take on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need to also have an outlet, a healthy outlet, to
Mm-hmm.
to process some of the things we hear, because whether we like it or not, some of the things we hear affect us because we're human.
Mm-hmm.
If you have empathy, you will be affected with some of the
Mm-hmm.
things you hear. So it's so important. So one of the first check-ins, I guess, is we are talking about your mental health. Where are you in your mental health?
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting irritable so quickly, getting angry so quickly, becoming bitter about little things, you have to know that there's something wrong mentally. That doesn't mean you've gone cuckoo. Doesn't mean you're deranged. It just means that there's something wrong. Talk to someone. There's a hurt, there's a pain, there's a disappointment, there's a challenge you haven't processed.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, you're getting angry, you're becoming irritable
Mm-hmm.
unnecessarily. I use the word loosely, okay? Because for you, it's a necessary thing, but it can be avoided. You can have your joy. We talked about joy and happiness. You can have that level of happiness back. So do your mental health check-in. Listen, everybody must have a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Ghana and I'm saying this. Everybody must have a therapist. Every married couple should have a therapist. And post marriage, pre marriage, we all need it. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
it's so healthy. It's all healthy. Twice a year at least, 3 times a year. And if at all, I think four. It means every quarter, every 3 months, do a check in. It
Mm-hmm.
goes a long way to help your mental health, to help you feel better, to help you give words to
Mm-hmm.
what you're feeling and process it so that you can be better. That is where we have started. I don't know if Queen has anything more to say about mental health.
No, go ahead.
So, but Queen, I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
How are you doing, my Queen?
I am exceptionally well.
What does that mean? What
It
does that even
means
look
that
like?
I am just well enough to be. It's I could be better. Right now, I am overwhelmed.
Okay.
And overwhelmed is, is my choice. It's not things that are people are doing. It's what I'm allowing to occur. That makes sense. Um, Again, being a nurse, always doing and serving and giving, not just nursing, being a caregiver. Period. As we care for one another, it becomes taxing. Not meditating like I need to, not doing my breath work like I need to, not uh, journaling like I need to. It's interesting because we can have all this wisdom and information and knowledge that we offer to someone else, but we don't take our own advice. And I will be the first to tell you if I'm talking to you about something, I will say, well, I believe this may work for you. I believe you should try this. And I might tell you, doesn't mean I'm there. Doesn't mean I will, you know, That's honestly, and that's something that you really have to look at, in yourself. If I'm telling Queen Edith that she's going to this thing, try this, something simple as breath work. You're getting irritated, agitated, do some breath work. Something simple. I'm not doing it because right now I feel like this, I feel like that, so I'm not doing it. Just little things that we have within us, the tools that we have within us that we don't use. So just trying to find a balance where self really does come first. That is hard for me because I see people always in need. Every time you look up, somebody's needing something. Somebody, and not just needing, but I mean, there's a deep, it's a deep need. It's not one, it's a need. And trying to meet those needs and not putting self first. And I've learned, I joked with my husband, my king, I said, I don't feel like a cheerful giver right now. And my giving is really irritating me. And I don't want to give right now. And now I'm thinking, well, if I don't give, if I don't serve, if I don't do, well, what about these people? What about me? What about these people? And that's the hard part about being empathetic, sincerely and genuinely, about caring, about serving, is the denial and the disillusion that we're not worth coming first. It's not selfish, it's self is. And that's just the reality. And that is where I am. And I will get better. So it will be better. And it'll be better because I have to decide to make different changes. Um, so, yeah, that's how I am doing. Glad you asked. How are you
Thank you
doing?
so much for opening up. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable. And the only thing I'll say is that it is good that you know where you are
Mm-hmm.
and you know what you need to do. So that's all that matters. But thank you for being vulnerable.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure. How are you doing, Queen?
I think overall I'm doing good. I know overall I'm doing good. I think
That's not the word you use. You said no good, no good, no
I'm
okay.
explaining though.
Okay.
I'm explaining. I'm explaining. Mentally, I am really where I need to be mentally. I feel refreshed. I feel refreshed. One of the things that I love doing most is waking up in the morning first thing and having a good shower. There's something about after my walk, having a good shower. There's something about having this good shower that rejuvenates me, right, and gets me ready for my day.
Mm-hmm.
So in that area, I am doing well. In my job as a therapist, I think I am beginning to grow. I'm beginning to evolve. Working in the community is showing me and opening my eyes to a lot of things. Some of the
Mm-hmm.
things I hear are heavy, and so in that area too, I need to talk to my therapist. I need to go into my therapeutic check-in. So this week the goal is to also make an appointment with my therapist and go in and get check-in. Health wise, I'm learning to walk a little more. It looks like my job involves a lot of sitting and
Mm-hmm.
talking. Okay, so I'm learning to use my free time to walk, and I've discovered some exercises so that even when I take a short break and I'm walking, I'm in the house, I can
Mm-hmm.
do to make sure that my limbs are not getting too stiff. Okay, so physically, um, health wise, yeah, with my exercises, I think there hasn't been any major challenge health wise. And I thank God for that. Financially, I'm slowly but surely getting there. I'm slowly but surely getting there. This is the first time I say that I saw a real paycheck from my job. This is the first time. So I'm grateful for where I am going. So once that begins, savings will pick up again, and paying debts down will pick up again, and you know other things. I do miss my son a lot. It is one of my sources of pain. But as a woman of God, I learned to bring it to the Lord. And when I go to my therapist too, I process how I'm feeling. So overall, I think I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Our children are so important. Our children important. I miss my son, my oldest son also. He'll be 28 on the 30th. My youngest son will be 21 on Monday. So I told you I'm doing the empty nest thing, and that might have something to do with it too. Just trying to stay busy. You know, my dog is going through. I think my dog needs a therapist. My dog is sad, like because I'm empty nesting. She just looks depressed. I need a dog therapist. I don't know what to do with her. So and it's weighing on my mental. So yeah. And Grand Rising, shout out to my queen, Aunt Betty. Um, I we did our broadcast last Saturday about school age, going back to school, and I ran into her the other day at the store, and it was such a blessing to see her. And it was just for a short while. I was working, and I stopped at the store on the way between my visits, and so I didn't have a lot of time to talk. But just connecting with her and just seeing her beautiful face, she's so beautiful on the inside and out. It just warmed my heart. So it's the little things. It's the little things that'll do it
Happy
for us.
birthday to who?
My
Oh,
son,
your
yeah,
son. Your
my
son. Yes.
baby, my
Happy
baby.
birthday, 21 years. Yay.
Yeah,
Welcome to adulthood. But we want to tell you you're not an adult yet, though. Wait, your brain is still not fully matured until you're 25, 26. So please take your time. Let mommy continue to enjoy you for, the next 4 or 5 years. And then, yeah, boom.
yeah, yeah. So
Definitely.
absolutely,
Hi, Queen Betty.
yes, it was very. And when I saw my queen aunt, she was with her mother-in-law, 96 years old. Let me tell you something. This lady was up moving around. She was so beautiful. She just looked so radiant and just so full of life. That warmed my heart too. I'm like, look at this 96-year-old lady getting around, hanging out in Aldi. It was the whole scene was just pleasant.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah. So just I think right now it's really important to really cherish just even the smallest things. And don't let those things, don't overlook those things. Sometimes little things can make the biggest differences. So definitely, definitely.
Well, let's look at our goals. Now that we've gotten being honest about how we're truly feeling and how we're truly doing, okay? I want to say this. Remember always that you're a human being.
Hmm.
Be, keep being, okay?
Hmm.
Sometimes we're doing a lot. That has nothing to do with being,
Hmm.
but let's be, okay? Let's look at our goals. I don't know how many of you made vision boards. Queen, one day we have to make some vision boards,
They're
before
fun. Yeah.
not everybody knows how to make it. I have an idea, I've seen it, but have I really made one? No. I just write. But vision board,
Hmm.
pictures of what you're wanting and everything, and it's a visually beautiful thing. But let's look at our goals. Some of us came say we want to lose weight. I think I have lost about 13 to 14 pounds. I wish I had lost 20 to 30, but I'll take it 13 to
Hmm.
40. And this kind of loss is a good loss. So Sam says I'm gonna save money. Sam says I'm gonna start that business. I'm gonna turn that hobby into a business. Sam says I'm gonna travel a lot this year. Others says I'm going to school. I'm going to work on my marriage. I'm going to pray more. I'm going to read the Bible more. I'm going to invest in my relationship with Jesus, my spirituality. I'm going to take care of myself. That is a loaded statement, but and now it's August. So the question is, what happened? What
Hmm.
happened? Did we do some of these things? I know my goal has been many years to lose weight, Lord of mercy. Year after year after year, and I end up gaining. But this year I've lost about 13, so it's better than nothing. And I'm praying that I lose more. I want to lose 50 pounds. Don't judge me. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to be my best looking self next year by the age of 60. June. This is countdown to 60. In June, I'll turn 60. So if we have fun, if we are loved one, we're going out of the country. Queen G, get your passport. Queen G, get your passport. So, all right. Some goals have happened, some did not. Some dreams have changed, some doors opened, some doors closed. Some things happened that weren't even on the vision board. Life happened to so many of us. But
Mhm.
where are you in your goals? It's 8 months, almost 9 months into the year. Where are you with your goals? Are you satisfied? Are you content that you've come far? Do you think that there's always more, that's for sure, but do you think at this stage you have the capacity for more, or you are stuck and you need some form of mentoring, some form of coaching? What is holding you back? These are the questions I want you to ask yourself. What happened? What have you achieved? What
Mhm.
have you not achieved? Queen.
Absolutely. And you know what? Sometimes decluttering is so important. Decluttering. First of all, not first of all, but decluttering your external space. But in order to declutter your internal, they say that your environment is a reflection of your internal. So just being able to declutter, like you said, if you want to do this and that, maybe we need to prioritize better. We want all these things and we're trying to accomplish all these things. It becomes chaotic. And the vision and the focus is shifted. So I know with the vision board is so important because, like you said, you can actually see it. um, I like using Canva, and at some point in time, I was doing it with Canva, and I can put that link in where you can get all kinds of different images and do like a collage and put it on your phone as a screensaver, so you're always seeing that vision board. So it's not just something in your room or your bathroom or your prayer closet. You're always seeing this vision board when you as a screensaver. I mean, you can adjust it as you wish. That's something I did some time ago, and it was motivating. But sometimes we have to no, we always have to prioritize and understand how to prioritize, so that we're not overwhelmed and we're not um, starting things and not completing them. A lot of us start a lot of things and don't complete anything. Complete one thing and see how that feels. Accomplish one thing and see how that feels. If you're trying to open up a business and, there's circumstances around that, well, how can you deal with those circumstances? Maybe it's a brick and mortar building, maybe it's the financial startup, maybe it's staffing. How can you work toward that and not just jump into it um, without having a plan? So that is so important. um, when we're trying to sort things out, is focus and prioritizing. So see, here we go. Queen Betty, she's doing it again. She's out with the grandbaby. We got swim lessons today. I love it. Last, what she say? She does soccer. She does, what she do? Tennis, cheerleader. She had a whole list last week. Y'all go back and watch. I had a whole list, and I was just impressed. Um, I was impressed. So yes, and that's another thing. Connecting with people that don't have to share your vision, but are like-minded in motivation and setting goals, meeting goals. You don't want to get around people where you have all these goals and these focus points, and everybody around you is a negative Nancy. How do you get anything done? And it's very difficult. My queen sister here, shout out to my queen sister Crystal. You all check her out at Crystal S. Thomas on Facebook if you're looking for realty in Indianapolis or the surrounding areas. But that's where my journey actually started with my therapy. We were talking about some things And I love my sister to life. She is truly my best friend. Outside of my husband, she is truly a best friend to me. One of the best people I know. And she just had to talk me down. She said, I keep telling you, how many times would I tell you? If I tell you this, if you don't believe me that I'm good, I'm well, I'm not gonna keep telling you. I'm not gonna keep telling you. You can do what you want to do, but you're not gonna stress me out. I was like, oh, but she was right. And I needed to hear it, and that's why I was like, let me go on BetterHelp and talk to somebody so I don't have to stress my sister out unless I want to cash app her for this session. But it was needed. You need people around you to hold you accountable, to build you up, to correct and love. We need those things. You don't want a yes man all the time. You don't want somebody that's always putting you down. You have to have people around you in your life that see you and support you and check you when it's needed, you know. And we can't be spewing off to people that are not equipped. And I've said this before, that are not equipped for that. You know, Queen Anita is a therapist, but she's also my dear friend. So there's a balance where I can tell her things. Am I sharing with her as a friend, or am I sharing with her as a therapist? If I'm sharing as a therapist, I need to go ahead and write that check, you know. But sometimes as a friend, you don't want to overstep those boundaries because she is a therapist. And the pastor thing is different. But still, you got to respect your pastors, They got lives too. Don't be overwhelming people with your foolishness. It's not always foolishness, but when it is, or even your problems, and not know that it weighs on people. If you're not looking for solutions and resolution, um, and growth, and you're just complaining, then you definitely need to go ahead and pay that therapy bill because you're just wasting somebody's time. So again, time is so valuable. Don't waste anybody's time if you don't want growth when you're talking to your friends and your family and your coworkers and congregation, whatever's happening. We have to be very strategic in what we want in life. So, and we deserve, and other people deserve. So we have to be fair about that. So,
Talking about goals, one of the things that I have experienced over the course of my life and work is we talk about writing it down, and people think, oh, some people say, oh, I don't need to write it down. I remember there's something about writing it down and putting it right in front of you that makes a lot of difference. You see, I've learned that the very simple things of life have the ability to change the trajectory of where we are going. It's very interesting. Like when you're upset, when you're frustrated, when you're going through things, when your day is becoming overwhelming, whatever it is you're dealing with, if you can just stop and breathe. Sometimes all you need is to stop and do 5 breaths, 3 repetitions of 5 breaths.
mm-hmm,
Okay, and if you don't know how to do it, I've learned a simple way of saying it. Smell the roses and blow out the candle. So you go,
mm-hmm,
5 times, okay? And then you repeat it 5 times. You repeat it 3 times, just taking the time to stop. Because a lot of the time when we're going through things, we are not necessarily breathing. We are hyperventilating. And Quiji, I'm so angry. And
mm-hmm,
Quiji, we are not breathing. So oxygen is not going into our brains. So we are not functioning at our optimum mental ability.
mm-hmm,
Taking the time and breathing that oxygen into your brain, into your thinking faculties, calms you down,
mm-hmm,
allows you to think clearly.
mm-hmm,
So, one of the biggest things, and yet so small for me, is pause,
mm-hmm,
is that stop and taking that breath, observing how you feel, observing how your body is responding to the situation
mm-hmm,
before you decide to pick a good decision. This is stop. I just want that stop to you. Stop. S for the stop. T for take a breath. So take a few deep breaths. Seriously. And O is observe how your body is responding to all of these, all the things going on around you. And now Since you've stopped, you've thought, you've done all that, pick a good decision. That is STOP for you. It will make a major difference. When somebody says that negative thing to you, and all you want to say the most hurtful thing, and you're probably justified. Remember, you're stooping down to their level.
Hmm.
Okay. If you will stop and breathe, you can say that you can say what you want to say in a way that makes a greater impact. That's
Hmm.
speaking it in anger. The next thing about is writing it down. Writing it. There's something about you can give me a phone number. I can look up a phone number and think, oh, I remember it, right? But the moment I go back to the phone to call the person, I'm mixing the numbers. The moment I write it, it sticks. There's something about writing it. It's almost rehearsing the thing that is yet to be. It seems like you're rehearsing the thing that you are looking to achieve or accomplish. It's the Bible talks about making the vision plain. Writing it down clarifies it for you.
Hmm.
So let's not take these things. They're gifts and they don't cost much. You can find any piece of paper if you don't have a notebook and write it on and put it down in front of you.
Hmm.
So learn to write down what you're hoping to achieve, what you're working on. Write it down. There's something that goes on mentally, psychologically, that is helpful and healthy. We are doing this is the Peak Wellness Hour. If you're just joining us, we are doing our mid-year check-in. It's a little past the half of the year. The line divided in July, maybe July 15th to August 15th, is pretty much the middle of the year, right? It's right
Hmm.
there in the middle and we are checking in. And the first question we asked is, how are you doing realistically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, physically, in your career, in your business, in your finances, in your marriage, in your health, in everything that concerns you? How are you realistically doing? Good is not an answer. If you come to my office and you say good, I'll let you define good for me so I better understand what you mean by good. So that's what we are doing. We are encouraging you also to go to our YouTube page and subscribe. We need 500 subscribers for us to make maybe $1. Let's just say, 500 subscribers. That's not our goal, but why not anyway? That's not our goal, but why not? If this Facebook Live has blessed you, has been a source of hope for you, has brought you something, and you know someone else might benefit from it, then please do well to go to YouTube, Peak Wellness Hour on YouTube, and subscribe. We will be most grateful. And we're probably going to hold a draw. Queen is working on something and give prizes to the first few people who subscribe and invite others to also subscribe. When she's ready, she will share all the details. We also have a website, what Peak Wellness Hour. So visit our website, you'll find all some interesting old videos because Facebook is deleting them. Facebook is deleting them. So go to our website and just encourage us through our website. We appreciate you, Queen.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, you all know that we've been late. That's the goal that we're gonna work on. That's what I'm gonna work on. And today it was me. Queen Eve Tech called me about 9. She was like, "You ready?" I was still trying to get my life together, trying to knock the bass out of my voice because I wasn't motivated. But this always blesses my heart, and it's what we are to do. Um, but I do know that we usually go over the hour. We've been going over the hour because these conversations have been so awesome. But I do know Queen's got to go somewhere, so I don't want. We can have this conversation as long as we want, but I know she's got plans, and she motivates me all the time. I love her plans. She's traveling. I know she's on a time crunch. So, anybody having to say in the comment section? We want to address anybody's thoughts. If you haven't told us how you're doing today, let us know in the comment section. We love hearing from you. I am working on doing the blog thing and doing the forum on the website so that we can get connected and you can respond. If you do have topics that you want to talk about, go to the contact us section and let us know what you want to talk about. Send us a message and we can do that. We can oblige. Um, yeah, we can oblige that. So, how's everybody doing? If you haven't told us in the comments section, if you're here watching, say hey and let us know how you're doing before we go. What else you got, Queen? I don't want. I know you got to be somewhere by
Yeah,
12.
yeah, I just want to touch on life happens, right? So you had goals, you had plans, but life happened. Indiana, we've had flooding. Some people's homes are damaged. People have been displaced. Roads have been washed up. Power outages. I got an outage last week, Saturday. Families have been evacuated. And tragically, lives have been lost, unfortunately. For some families, the question this morning isn't, did I accomplish my goals? It is, where are we going to live? It is, how do I repair my home? It is, how do I replace what was lost? It is, my God, I just lost a child. I just lost a mother. How do I move on from here?
Mm-hmm.
And we want to recognize this, that wellness does not happen in isolation from life. Sometimes life changes the plan. The goal will always be there. But
Mm-hmm.
when we are getting there, how we are getting there, sometimes there's a detour.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe illness. Some people got sick. My God. Some people lost their jobs, right? For so many reasons. So if you're going through something, we pray and we encourage that. We pray that you get the strength, you're given the strength, the support, and everything you need to endure, knowing that there's a plan, there's a purpose for everything. There's a plan and the purpose. This is not my sermon stage, but sometimes success looks like I adapted, I survived, I kept going, I asked for help, I changed the plan when life changed.
Mm-hmm.
I did everything I needed to do. So for what life brought me, I made it some way, somehow. I may not have achieved all my goals, but I made it. And so I say this, if you've been through a lot of things, some of the emotional impacts, the fear, the anxiety, the grief, oh, the exhaustion, I can't even believe it. The financial stress, the difficulty sleeping, the morning, grieving that child, grieving that mother, grieving. Listen, I encourage you to get all the help you need, because I asked for help is also a goal. I sought for help is a goal. I reached out is a goal. The
Mm-hmm.
key is, let's get through it. We will always fall at some point in life. Let's not stay there. So I don't know where you are. I don't know what life has hit you with, but I do know that for as long as you have life, you can. And if you don't get up, you will. You will make it through it. So do your mid-year check-in with yourself and see where you need help the most, see where you need to be. You need a little encouragement, see where you need a little, friendly talk, see where you need, and see where you have done well, and pat yourself on the back. And
Mm-hmm.
remember that for as long as we have life, there's no running or dashing to that finish line. The key is you get there in your own time. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. And before we go, I'm so sorry. Before we go, make sure you do check out the website. I have not put in a Gaia video for the weekend yet. I was trying to find one that goes with this. So give me to the end of the day. So you'll have from today to maybe Tuesday to watch it. So go to the website. I will find something relatable to this topic. And hopefully, I'd like to hear your feedback too. If you all have watched the Gaia videos, let us know. Let us know what you think. And so that's why I'm going to do the forum so that we can have discussions about it. There's some videos that I cannot share because it doesn't allow for that. They pick and choose. So we are going to be doing some watch parties and just getting together and just watching these things online together because I can't share them out. And it'll be a private viewing so that I don't get struck and our channel doesn't get struck. So you want to make sure you stay tuned to that and pay attention to that so that we can watch these things together and grow together. So until next time, we wish you peace, love, and blessings. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great Saturday. Talk to you soon.
Bye.